My name's Lillian. I received therapy at Center for Neuro Skills Austin location, and I had a stroke earlier this year. It was a medullary stroke caused by a vertebral artery dissection. I worked with the cognitive rehab team here at CNS, and they were great with helping me with processing exercises, and we did a lot of just like attention span things, and then we graduated into doing work simulations. So a couple big projects they had me do, because I do work in marketing and I work in the music industry, they had me write a marketing plan for just a fake music festival that I got to name and make up, and just write out like a marketing plan for it. How would I promote it? What kind of partnerships would we do for it? And that was a huge help in like getting that endurance back on computers and typing and thinking about the sorts of things I was thinking about before at work. So I did a big marketing plan, and then from there I worked on a project making an ADA accessibility guide for live music venues in Austin. So when I started at CNS, I hadn't forayed back into going to concerts. I was very nervous about going to a show, and then in my counseling sessions we would make pros and cons lists. What are the pros of going, what are the cons? And a lot of the cons were I don't know how to navigate. I'm not confident in my ability to navigate the venue. I'm not sure if there's going to be a big staircase there. I really just don't know. And so that was sort of the inspiration behind the ADA guide, is for anyone who is in a wheelchair or has mobility issues and wants to go to see live music, here's a guide that's made by someone who also has mobility issues and has tried to travel to these places and basically feel it out and see if you can get in and see if they're accommodating. Because I think a lot of times what's listed on Google Business and what you see online on an FAQ page isn't necessarily what's reflected in real time at a venue. So just trying to feel those out, as someone who definitely needed that at the time. I would call venues, or I would, look on Google Business or Google Maps and just sort of identify how accessible is this venue, and then make a spreadsheet and basically aggregate all that data over time. And that was a huge project that I think was really rewarding, just because it's so helpful to have that and know that. And in conjunction with that, I was building up my confidence of like going back to concerts. I've been able to go to shows with my friends, and then I've been able to return to live music that I get to see through my work, through my job. So I will be going to one next week, and I feel a lot more confident. I went to a venue where there were a lot of stairs, and it's very dark and low light, and I was so nervous. But I think just kind of throwing myself into it and navigating it and having someone by my side who can help me if I get anxious has been an invaluable thing, and it's really built my confidence up to where I feel comfortable going to any venue now. One thing that I didn't expect to love so much was recreational therapy. Just getting to do things that I didn't really do before having a stroke, like watercolor, painting, going on outings with other patients. We got to go bird watching at a nearby greenbelt, and that was just such a beautiful, fun way to bond with patients, and just a simple thing of walking and looking at birds. But it was so memorable and so fun, and I got to do a lot of like group watercolors and group crafting activities, and just talk to other patients and just joke around with them while we're doing art, and that was really fun. And I got into a habit of just painting dogs. Like I started with my dog and then I wanted to paint my friends' dogs, and then I started to like give them as gifts and for birthdays and stuff. I definitely think I did not appreciate just the simplicity of like simple pleasures of life. I have a newfound respect for just being able to sit with something like watercoloring, or just listening to a song, or just absorbing nature. I didn't do that before, and there were so many things that I think I had a lot of imposter syndrome before I had the stroke. I think I had a lot of anxieties around work, and all of that has sort of dissipated. Once you have a stroke and you come close to, dying, it's like all of that sort of liberates you. It's like none of that really matters. The only thing that matters is like your family, your friends, having a support system, and just doing the things that you love. And I think I try to do that every day now, and I try to keep those in the forefront of my mind and appreciate those things that I have.